First of all, a lot of people don't even know a lot of things. Like my maid got dengue and she said, I said, you had dengue? And she said, no, because I went to the hospital, got tested. There is no test for it. What the test they're doing is
the
CBC. So all that tells me is that your platelets are low, so now you need to be admitted because you could get sicker. But if your platelets are normal, that doesn't mean you don't have dengue fever. It is really a diagnosis that's made by clinical symptoms, and then you test people to say, oh, are they going to be complicated? So we have created this panic among people that everybody's talking about getting a test.
But doesn't that fall under a preventive measure?
Yes, it does. So what should have been really that we should have prepared an awareness campaign, what I'm saying in the spring, in June.
What should have been part of
What should have been part of it, saying that if you had dengue fever last year, you are more prone to getting complications. These are the symptoms of dengue fever. These don't keep water, in this season, don't keep water in for your pets, or don't have water in the flower pots. Drain your swimming pools earlier. Have the mosquito repellents available in your house. Make sure your children wear full sleeve clothing.
Keep your house clean.
Keep your house clean. Keep your hospitals clean, and have a force of healthcare professionals ready. A problem is there are too many problems with the system. You can't. So drain your swimming pools in the monsoon season, because that's when the dengue virus is going to strike. And also the problem is that we don't have a good public health system. We focus more on things like, oh, let's make the hospitals air conditioned, or let's do some things, but that'll get us more votes. Unfortunately, we need to think about health of the people and how people are going to keep, like I said, 75% of the population cannot read your newspapers. They probably don't even watch TV. They have this, now this panic has been created, and these myths are circulating, and everybody says you have a fever.
That's one of the reasons
and right
why the
now
hospitals are overflowing.
there are 3 different diseases going on. There is
Congo virus as well, we're hearing.
But also a common...
Let's bring in Mr. Malik.
There is no doubt that the hospitals are crowded. What we are doing is we are supplementing them. We have upgraded so many other hospitals, which were small mini hospitals available in. This is mostly in Lahore. So we have upgraded so many social security. We have 3 large social security hospitals. We have about 170 dispensaries from different departments. They have been upgraded for testing. We have engaged free testing by one of the leading chain of laboratories, pathology laboratories. But as she was saying, that it's overcrowded because everybody wants to get admitted to the hospital. What is the normal protocol is that if you have fever, please don't do anything. If you have, just rest at home. If the fever persists for 3 days, then you go for a CBT test, and then if the platelets are below a critical level, or otherwise if you have some other symptoms, like you have pain in abdomen, you have some other issues complicated, then you go to a doctor. Otherwise you can treat yourself. I just received a call from one of my a friend or a relation. He said that a private hospital is not admitting me because I have dengue fever. He said, what is your platelet count? He said 58,000. I said, you don't need to be admitted. He said, I want to pay and let that private hospital take me in.
That's an entirely different
kind of no, but you need to tell them that don't come to the hospital.
And we are supplementing the beds. We are supplementing the pathology. We are buying every day. These blood testing machines, kits machines.
See, we are again focusing on testing when we don't even need it.
We need
to give people, we need to get the houses sprayed, we need to get the parks sprayed.
This can go in any direction, so we have to...
They ran out of medicine for spraying.
No.
They were backlogged. I called the health department myself because 2 people in my staff were infected.
Please, there is no backlog. There is no backlog. We are there is a misconception again.
No, there is
misconception again on spraying. IRS, which is the internal residual spray, it is only done to a locality where you have a positive sign.
Let's take a short break. We're taking a short break, and we'll focus more on how we are handling the crisis. We'll also explore the CBC testing of whether we should have it or whether we should not. How is the private sector dealing with the problem? Because there are some calls for some strike by the PMA. So we'll be exploring all of that right here on Witness. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Witness with Quatrina, and I'm filling in for Quatrina. She's away in the flood-affected areas, as I told you in the beginning. Tonight we are focusing on dengue, the challenge that began from Punjab, and unfortunately it's spreading to other parts of the country. There are reports of cases from Sindh, where of course the risk is much higher because of the stagnant water, and also spreading to the federal capital, Islamabad. And before we went on the break, Dr. Buttar, you don't seem to be in a favor of the CBC testing at all, whereas the Punjab government has directed all government hospitals to conduct free CBC tests. And why not do that, even if I feel that if I have because it's a flu-like illness, you're a doctor yourself, and I could suspect now when there's talk of dengue going on around me, I would want to go to a hospital and have my blood count test done.
No, only if you, like Mr. Malik was saying, if you've had persistent fever or symptoms that have been there for several days, you're not getting better, you're feeling sicker, then. Because the problem is, we do not focus generally in our healthcare system, we're not focusing on preventive healthcare. These hospitals, they're not primary healthcare sources, they're tertiary care hospitals. So they're only capable of taking care of people who are very sick and very ill. So not everyone who has fever should go and get their test done, because what it's going to give you, for example, if you have fever and your platelets are 300,000 or 200,000, that does not mean you don't have dengue fever. That does not mean that a week from now you're not going to get a platelets count of 20,000. So it's going to, first of all, give you a false hope that, oh, I don't have dengue fever. You still have dengue fever, you just don't have low platelets. And then everybody's in this panic mode, so you're saying, let's get the test done, let's get the test done. Let's focus on how we can prevent it. How, like I said, people there should be some sort of announcements being made saying, if you had dengue fever last year, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do for your children. This is what you need to do for yourself, for your home. Rather than saying, right now we need more nurses, but we should have been prepared for this 3 months, 4 months from now. And we should not give the people a false message that go get your test done. No, stay home. If you have high fever, stay home. And the other thing is with this helpline, that you call the helpline, try calling the helpline. And the helpline, if you tell them you have fever, they say go to the hospital.
Rizwan,
that's not the purpose of having the helpline.
Let's listen to Rizwan. He'll give us an
I have had people who have...
Last point,
I
think
people have called the helpline.
It is the most successful thing we have done, is this creation of this helpline. There are 50 doctors.
For whom?
There are 50 doctors who are attending all these calls, and they're referring each and every complaint to the respective hospital.
Is that promoting the fear factor?
No,
I'm not curious.
It's educating the people who are concerned.
The thing
and is, they're being manned by doctors.
First of all, it's not. People don't have access. Like my maid who got dengue fever, she cannot even dial the phone herself, let alone call the
your maid and his friend.
So we should have more awareness and education that goes to people. There is a disconnect between how the government is dealing and what is the need of the people, because it is not in control of public representatives.
We have to be catering for each and every initiative separately. Children, ladies, cleanliness, how do you attend,
I'll speak about your initiative of charging ₹90 as a standard rate, but first, Rizwan, what about this helpline and all these measures? Are they really helpful? Have people been, because I know whenever they spot a member of media, people come up and they somehow feel that media has the solution to everything. So I'm sure you must have heard lots of stories.
Yes, Waqas, I have been speaking to a lot of people. I mean, all that things which I read that Punjab government is doing or planning to do, that makes you, to say the least, laugh. Because what they are going to do to respond to a tragedy at the catastrophic levels, they are going to drop leaflets from the air. They are closing down all the schools. Punjab government is closing down all the schools. They are putting in helplines and all that. But last thing what we have seen is that there are fumigation teams all around city. I mean, that's what we want to see.
Right.
All right, has the challenge...
There are
and we need
fumigation...
to have health inspectors or nurses going to be door to door and telling them what to do in case of...
Let me finish, Waqas. Let me finish. All that was needed is, it was too little too late. The Punjab government, reacted very late and very reluctantly. I don't know what was the cause.
What took so long?
What took so long? And the second thing is that we heard about buying of medicines for fumigation and sprays worth 2 billion rupees. I mean, when this whole epidemic started. 2 billion rupees. I mean, where are they? I haven't seen
we never
any
came
locality.
out with a figure. We never came out. We said
no.
As much resources
yes, we
needed.
did. Yes, we did.
No.
Because
we never said 2
how much
billion
was
rupees.
spent?
Yes, we
how
did.
Much was spent?
We are spending continuously. We are doing a lot of investment in capital as well. We're buying a lot of machines. We are buying a lot of medicines, spray machines, fogging machines. They are all imported. They have to.
But where
you
have to see them in action on the ground.
There are certain misnomers, I'm telling you.
In the godown.
One Sri Lankan said that we are very highly worried about platelets being, transfused. So that
this issue
that rather complicates things, It's not
Mr. Malik, I just want to explore this dimension with you. This, of course, there's lots of criticism in the press, and people are saying that too, that the response was a little late. I'm curious if the local government system would have been in place, because some are criticizing that as opposed to one DCO, if there were thousands of elected representatives, they would have come forward and brought the problems of...
There's no health minister.
No. Immediately we created, these tiers, as the
But you don't think the local government system would have helped?
The Chief Minister is heading everything, the Punjab level committee, then Hamza Shawaz is heading the Punjab.
To get in touch with such authority figures.
What we have done is we have put all the MNAs in charge of all the town activities. I am heading one of the towns in Lahore. So I am heading, and I have teams from all over, from all departments, health, education, archaeology, PHA, LDA, corporation, and all these activities, they report to me. I do all the coordination, and then we have devolved them to the union council levels, where our representatives headed by our MPAs, they're overseeing the union councils along with the government people. We have reinforced. We have given them.
That is the
We have doubled the human resource.
I want to chip in for a minute.
And we have devolved the subject of health. First, it was dealt at the district level. Now we are dealing it at the town level.
So that by the people appointed by them, not public representatives.
We can talk about it the whole night, I suppose. And Mr. Malik, I'm sure.
But you see, we have 4 times, we are spending 4 times more the double budget.
Yes, Mr. Malik would keep on defending the government throughout the night. I mean,
you cannot attend to this disease all by the government. It's not possible. It's not done.
But the facts are.
What is Sri Lankan saying?
But the facts are.
The disease is your home disease.
Right. So you increase the awareness. It is as a government, it is your responsibility to tell them in June, tell them in May.
You're saying that awareness should be done.
Apart from whatever we say, I mean, we can talk about it. We can hold our positions the whole night, and the discussion would remain there. I think one way to look into this thing is to justify whatever one is saying is that we see, has all those measures which Punjab government claims they have taken, have they helped to reduce the disease, or have they increased the disease?
It is too late now.
Disease is increasing.
Controlled. God is very kind.
Disease is increasing.
The casualties are much less than Sri Lanka.
It is too late. We are in Pakistan. Talk to any public health expert, they will tell you you want to decrease the incidence, you start working now for next year.
350 in 2000 now, and they have a population of 20 million. It can go very worse. It can go very large. But God is very kind. It's containable.
And it could have been much better if we had done anything about it.
How many people die of other diseases? She can tell you in the same hospitals. But I'm not saying
there are some terms.
I'm not saying
but
each and every
this is a preventable disease.
Is very valuable.
This is a preventable
disease. This doesn't
disease.
convince one much. This argument of people dying from
more people are dying somewhere else. I mean,
all right. There's some measures that your government is taking.
This is a preventable disease, and it is good to say, you know,
it has
if we
taken
want
Sri
to
Lanka
prevent it for
30
next
years
year,
to come to this level.
Let me put it this
I
we
just
have
want
to
to talk
learn from
about
our
this
failures.
CDC.
We should learn from our
Let me
failures.
put it this
We
way,
should
that
learn.
But we are
whatever
not
we are
accepting
saying
our
is,
failure.
whatever we are saying is, that's a brilliant PR campaign Punjab government has launched.